One of the things that they teach you in film school is not to do a period piece just because it costs a little bit of moolah. My next guest didn't listen to that. I have in studio with me Henry Leeker and Zach Gross of The Machine. Gentlemen, welcome to Picture Lock.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
My pleasure. So, like I said, usually you're not supposed to do period pieces, but you guys were able to pull that off. Zach, can you go ahead and just give us a summary of what the film is all about?
Sure. So it's a period piece, but it's multiple periods, and it is about an inventor, a mysterious inventor who invents a strange machine, and these two thieves that break into his house, and strange things happen because of it.
Awesome. And Henry, you actually wrote the film, correct?
That's true.
So what inspired you to write it?
This guy was looking to do a senior film thesis at George Mason University, and he specifically wanted to do a horror film. And I kind of had a different idea in mind when he came up to me about it, but he said I specifically want to do something that kind of evokes a Victorian, a kind of turn of the century, H.P. Lovecraft, kind of Edgar Allan Poe kind of horror story. And over a long discussion about science fiction and horror, two subjects that we kind of bond over a lot, we kind of decided to combine the two to come up with The Machine.
Okay, cool. So like I said, in thinking about a period piece, even though you said it's in different eras, it's still of a distance before. So where did you guys actually shoot it? What were some of the challenges maybe that you faced in terms of getting like the car and the clothes and all that kind of stuff?
It was a lot of kind of shouting out across social media and different emails and talking to people who are friends of other people, and we shot it down in Surrey, Virginia, which they have the location is called Bacon's Castle, and it's the oldest brick building in the Northern Hemisphere, and we got really lucky. It's privately held, so we, on a whim, found it online, went down there one afternoon, talked with the manager, and then he actually put us in contact with the people who owned all the cars, and it was this kind of domino effect of getting it rolling, so that's
nice.
How and everyone kind of came out and volunteered. We really didn't pay.
Now, did you guys do this as students or after grad school or film school?
It was after graduation for me.
Okay.
So I graduated in December of 2013. We shot spring 2014. So it was his last semester, and I had just graduated.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So I guess prior to this, have you guys made any films in the past, or is this like the first short that you've actually done?
So we are part of a collective called Hand Me Down Films, and it's 8 of us that all went to Mason, and we all bond over doing each other's projects, and very often like 2 or 3 of us in the group will go off and do a project, and everyone else fills other roles on it. So we had done, Hand Me Down Films had done 2 or 3 shorts, and we had done like an hour-long film beforehand before we did this one. So we were, by the time we went down and filmed, we had a lot of experience under our belt.
And even before that, we'd worked on our own projects. So I'd say everyone on set probably had 2 or 3 short films under their belt, outside of Hand Me Down Films as well. So we were pretty well versed. We vaguely knew what we were doing.
Yeah, and it shows. It's
Thank you.
Definitely a technically well done film. One of the things I wanted to ask about that, silence and noise is also a character within the film, right? Yes. I mean, there's only like 3 characters in the film, but you have silence and noise that also plays a role in it. And Zach, you're getting excited, so obviously this must have been a part of the thinking behind it. So just talk a little bit about that.
It was originally supposed to be a film with no dialogue. It has a narration in there now. But I had pitched to Henry, like, I want to do no dialogue. I want it to be all about visuals and sound design. And we showed it, and it came out well. It just wasn't getting the audience reaction we wanted. So
it looked good, but no one knew what was happening.
Yeah. So a couple months later, me and Henry went back into writing mode, and Henry actually cranked out a really incredible narration that in the end, actually kind of pushed more of that H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe vibe that we were trying to get. And so we hired another actor. He did the voiceover, and I think hopefully it's a better film.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope.
Now, I'm not sure. Maybe this is just me, but when I first saw it, the narration, it kind of threw me for a loop as to who was actually. So that was part of it.
It by no means was something that we planned.
Yeah.
But we were okay with just leaving it. We didn't want to spell it out in any way for the audience. So we kind of just, if the audience is confused for the first 5 minutes, we're okay with that. You know, it adds to the mystery. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. And honestly, to me, it made the end actually kind of have that like dun dun dun. You know, who's really talking and all
Well,
that
thank
good
you.
stuff.
That's awesome. If that makes us seem smarter, then all right.
Yeah, we'll
You'll
take
take
credit
that.
for it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so I know you all also have a podcast as well. Is that the case? And what do you guys focus on with your podcast?
So I run it with our producer, Zach Griffin, who couldn't be here. He's busy in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, wow.
But so me and Griffin, about a year ago, decided that one thing we found when we were talking with a lot of filmmakers that were trying to do what we were doing in the area, and we cover the D.C., Maryland, Virginia film industry with the podcast. People just had no clue what other people were doing. And so we were getting Hand-Me-Down Films was getting our website up and running. And basically, the podcast was so that me and Griffin could go and talk with these people that we wanted to get to know and get connected with. And it ended up being something that we could crank out every week and have activity on the website. And it's been we've made a lot of connections. We've connected a lot of people with it. Henry comes on for a lot of discussions. And we've been able to actually kind of use it to talk with some pretty big names that are in the area, and actually we've branched out to people that aren't in the area now. So
That's awesome. So let me just ask you, what does a film festival like Rosebud mean to you guys as indie filmmakers?
you want to take that, Henry?
Well, Rosebud specifically stood out to us. We really wanted to get into this because, like Zach said, one of the big things they were trying to get across with the podcast and with the company is, trying to build a film hub here in Northern Virginia. So as opposed to people, going to LA or going to Chicago or going to New York, part of our mission is to help build a community of filmmakers who are here and to create viable options for business for film here. And Rosebud is like a big, and Arlington Independent Media too is like a big success story, that we can refer to. So just the fact that we're here with a bunch of other Northern Virginia filmmakers is like, it's sort of like it's reinvigorating. It's like, yeah, we can do this. It's like, it's being done.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, guys, I know that this can't be the end for you as filmmakers. Do you guys have anything that's like you've already written, you're ready to crack into now? What's next?
So we've got Henry's writing a short. That'll be our next short, and we're actually in works to do a feature. So
2 features, actually.
2 features, that's right.
Yeah.
But in the next year, we'll hopefully have Henry's short done, which will be called Postgrads right now, and that'll be a comedy. And then the first feature that we'll do, most likely, is a horror science fiction film. Cool. And we're going to film that here. We want to film it in this area, so if anyone's listening that wants to come and help.
Yeah.
So. Awesome. Cool. Well, once you guys get that feature up and running, or if doing a crowdfunding campaign, please stop by Picture Lock because I definitely support you guys' work. It's definitely I enjoyed The Machine, like I said. It's awesome job in filmmaking. Yeah. All right. So before we get out of here, how can people find you guys? How can people find The Machine and Hand-Me-Down Films?
So, I've got a long list. You can go to www.hmdfilms.com. That's our website. We're on Facebook at Hand-Me-Down Films. We're on Twitter at HMD Films. We're on Instagram at HMD Films. I'm on Twitter at ZGrody. I'm Zach Gross. I'm also on Facebook. And you can find all of our films that we've done on our website as well so far.
Cool.
And then Henry?
You can find me through emailing HMD Films as well. I'm on Facebook, Henry Leeker, and you can also find me on Twitter at The Pub Writer, PUBWRITER.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Hey,
good luck in
thanks
the
for having us.
festival.
Thank you
Enjoy
so
the
much.
film.
Thank you.
All right.